Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam, and this is the giveaway video for the pruners for the channel reaching 3,750 subscribers. Thanks to all the new subscribers and everyone for participating and watching the videos. I really appreciate it. I'll pick the winner of these at the end. When the channel reaches 4,000, I'm going to be giving away this pair of bamboo gloves and a rain gauge. So in order to be entered to win these two items, you need to make a comment in the description of this video. If you ask some sort of question, I will try to answer it in the giveaway video for the gloves and the rain gauge. Before I do the giveaway, I'm going to answer some of the questions from the previous giveaway. Somebody had asked about when the best time to plant a hydrangea was, and I'm probably going to do these videos individually at some point. When is the best time to plant this or this or this? I thought about doing a video just trying to cover a lot of different things at once, and I think it would just confuse people more than anything, especially since we have very cold areas in the country and then areas that just basically never get cold. I think it would just confuse people. But in terms of hydrangeas are pretty easy for the most part. If you're in zones 6 or above, let's say 3 to 6, and it's a hydrangea that's appropriate for your area, you probably want to plant it in the late winter or the early spring up until maybe middle summer would be totally fine. And then if you're in the south, from zone 7 to 10, and it's a hydrangea that's appropriate for your area, probably fall is the best time to plant. Now, with that said, I'm in zone 7 and I plant 12 months out of the year. It wouldn't bother me at all. If I was planting that hydrangea and it had flowers on it, I'd take the flowers off, which I know would pain some people to do, but it is the best way to do it because the time of year they're blooming is the time of the year that they would be most stressed transplanting. Take the flowers off, no big deal, stick them in the ground. But like I say, if you're up in the colder parts of the country, probably spring and early summer is the best. Somebody had asked about their milkweed having yellow leaves and then some spotting on the leaves. If you're in the southeast, it has just been very hot and humid this summer, and there's a lot of spotting on a lot of different things. Probably wouldn't be that concerned about it. I would clean up leaves from underneath it, though answering these questions about yellow leaves is a little tricky. As a rule, yellow leaves on the new growth means you're probably overwatering it. Yellow leaves on the old growth typically means it didn't have enough water. A lot of times by the time you see the yellow leaves on the bottom of the plant, it's kind of too late to do anything about it. So actually go check it. I'm not telling you to drag a water hose over to it and just water it. Actually go check it. But likely it got dry at some point, and what it did was it said it wanted to flower above everything else, and so it shed some of the leaves on the bottom. Gardenias are notorious for that. Azaleas will do that. There's a lot of plants that will sacrifice foliage to flower if they're dry. But that means they were dry then. Doesn't necessarily mean they're dry now. Somebody had asked about controlling black spot on roses. This would be a tough year in my area to have controlled black spot. Really, it's going to be a chemical control of some kind, something like Daconil. If you're trying to grow old-fashioned grafted roses, I'm sure there's some people that have some organic techniques for doing these things, but I just doubt that they're going to be very effective in a year where you have super high humidity or you have a lot of insect pressure and that kind of thing. I think it's probably best to just have some sort of spray program that's based on you visually seeing a problem. I don't like preventative kinds of spray programs. In the nursery business where I'm buying the chemicals, we don't just go out and just spray all the time. We actually go and scout. Have a little stick we'll hit the plants with. If any insects fly up on them, that's when we determine whether to spray or not to spray. So we're trying to use as little as possible. Part of that's finances, obviously, and you're paying some for the chemicals, and I'm paying to have someone actually spray it. And then also from an environmental standpoint, as little as possible. But old-fashioned grafted roses, they're going to require chemicals to keep them clean. Somebody had just moved to my area, but this would be true if you were moving anywhere in the country and you were reestablishing yourself as a gardener somewhere else and don't recognize the plants in your yard. It probably would be worth paying a landscape designer, which you can find and get reviews of on Google, and have them come over and pay them for an hour of their time to walk through the yard and just kind of set a base of what you have, what you don't have. Maybe they could tell you might want to remove something. Believe it or not, I sell a lot of plants to people who are selling a house, and they don't care that the plant's going to get 25 feet tall. They just want it to look good when you came and looked at the house. This is an actual thing. I tell people all the time, that thing's going to get 20 feet tall. I don't care. We just want to make it look good across the front of the house. So it might be a good idea to pay somebody just to come and spend an hour with you and walk around and just say, this is this and this is this, and you need to get this moved in a hurry. And then you can go from there. Maybe you want to pay them for some additional time to recommend some other plantings in your yard. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you're commenting and asking other questions on this video for a chance to win the gloves and the rain gauge. And here is the winner of the pruners. Here's the random comment picker. I'm going to enter that video, load the comments, randomly pick a winner. And the winner is Trim Jazz. If you'll send me a message on the About page on the YouTube channel or on the HortTube Facebook page with your information, I'll get those pruners out to you. Thanks for watching.